One of the reasons I love ballroom dancing is the elegance and glamour of it. So it's very fun to see people get into that as well and be playing dress up and dancing around in swirling dresses and skirts and, you know, waistcoats. It's just gorgeous, the colors and the movement.
It's a little escape. I'm a mother of 3 young adults. I'm a teacher. All of my roles are very kind of caretaking involved, and life can feel very heavy and very responsible. And on the dance floor, things feel light. I get to fly from time to time.
Well, initially, I have to say it was just our date night. So it was a fun thing to do, to get out of the house without the kids and spend time together.
I love to dance. Number one, I love to move. We're doing what we passionately love to do, which is dance together and be together.
Now we're going to step towards.
I have never danced in my life till 1.5 years ago. I'm from India, where they don't do dancing as anything social, you know. Either the prostitutes dance or you have performance dances. And also you need to learn dance just to get married. But I didn't do any of those, as you can see.
I love dancing. I wanted to dance when I was a little girl, and I wanted to do ballet, and my parents never put me in ballet. I just needed to get out, and I started dancing, and Zoe mentioned about the gay games, and I thought, you know, it just sounds like a lot of fun.
Quick, slow.
I just love to dance, and I started dancing years ago doing Lindy Hop, and then last fall I came into contact with Satabria, and she was teaching an East Coast swing class, and I started again, and I told my partner, I warned her, I haven't danced for 6 years, so I warned my partner that I was going to start dancing again in 2006. And I think it was January 3rd I received an email from Satabria saying she was starting a beginning ballroom class to go to the games, and that was it.
I wanted to be a part of the community. Well, before I started going to Trip the Light Fantastic, which used to be Hot to Trot, I was really isolated. You know, I was raising children. I didn't know any other lesbians or any other gay people. It was just so welcoming. The people there made friends there, and I wanted to be a part of something that, you know, included me in a larger thing and just be a whole part of that.
You keep going up, up, down, and if you kind of make that a little bigger.
It all came about because 4 years ago, about 8 months before the Gay Games in Sydney, someone else told me that they were thinking of going, and I thought, great idea, maybe I'd do that. And I found 2 dance partners quite easily in ballroom and then in Latin, and went to the Gay Games in Sydney and loved it. It was such an amazing experience. Plus we did really well. We got 2 silver medals. Being there with dancers from all over the world and being a part of it was so great that when this time came around, I wanted to share that with as many people as possible. So I've been talking to people about it for a while, saying, why don't you think about doing the Gay Games?
Last time in Australia, I didn't have a partner at that point, and I didn't go. I had just started learning standard about 6 months before the Australian Games, and I really wanted to go. But so Zoe and I started dancing after that and geared up for this. So I felt like I've been gearing up for this for more than 4 years. So.
Yeah. Link.
So we're here. I wanted to grow the same-sex dance community and continue the legacy that Richard Lamberty had started, and I enjoy dancing and I enjoy teaching, and I wanted to share it with more people and grow my teaching too. I hadn't taught standard before, so that was a fun change and challenge.
Satabria and I have different strengths, which I feel did complement each other.
Different things that we notice and tend to look at.
She's very, very precise on footwork and angle.
A lot of times I'm into the specifics, like it's 3/8 of a turn between 1 and 2, and she's more into
the feel of it and the way in which movement happens and people connect together and the different feelings of the different dances.
I do love teaching the standard, and I love dancing the standard, and it's so interesting because in some ways it's so defined and not free in some ways. I mean, it's just very specific.
You come down, you're ready to move out.
I wanted them to go to the Gay Games, and I wanted them to do the best they could.
I know I'm gonna get a participation medal, and I always think of someday when I have grandkids, I want them to say, hey Grandma, tell us about this. And I want to be able to have a story, to have more experience, to have something else to tell.
I want to have fun. And I love watching the dancing. I love participating in it, but I love seeing what other people do.
My goal right now is to dance decently. My goal isn't necessarily to win anything except for to win the feeling that we did it, that we started kind of clumsy and kind of goofy, and we've ended up, I think, more graceful and more in sync with one another as dance partners.
Early on, Zoe was talking about how the dancing went, and she was talking about some qualities she thought I didn't have in terms of being a follow, and she said something like, I think, you're a pretty light follow, and you don't throw your weight too much around, and what you really want is a follow who can fly. And I looked and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to fly.
Think of your body as unwinding slowly.
I've known Zoe for a long time, been dancing for a long time with Zoe, so it's been really fun. Wouldn't have had any other instructor, I don't think. I don't think I would have done it if I didn't have. Zoe pushed me. Zoe said, came to me during our last competition last year with the formation team and said, you really should consider doing some ballroom and going to the Gay Games. You would have fun, I think.
I started dancing when I was about almost 47, and I had never danced before. And I started taking a jazz class, and then I started taking a ballet class. I didn't know what I was doing in ballroom dancing. I still don't know that I know what I'm doing, but I enjoy it very much.
I don't know if I can do it too fast, but I can try.
I can do it too fast.
What they took on was immensely challenging.
Okay, slow, quick, slow, quick. Woo! Also, it's kind of counterintuitive to have someone attached to you, and sometimes they're in your way, and your body wants to be like, oh no, I'm just going to go around. I think moving together is very hard. It's not an easy form of dance. It's kind of like doing ballet or jazz, but together, so it's more challenging. Getting the movement is probably the hardest part.
I haven't done any kind of body class before. So it's very challenging just to tell my body to move, where I don't know how to change like hips and body and the hands. My hand is dropping, this hand is going up, I'm not bending properly. It's like every part of my body is not listening to do it all together.
I've done a lot of dancing in my life. I grew up with compulsory ballet lessons as a child, but this ballroom is, it has a very stylized, almost contrived frame, so it's really a challenge.
Slow, quick, slow, because my body isn't moving. It's hard to conceptualize because people want to stand up straight or they want to slouch. There's no room for your partner. The shape in ballroom is a Y shape, or a tulip shape as it's sometimes called, so that each of the lead and follow, each of the two people are each leaning slightly left, which creates a width between their heads, so they're not in each other's space, in each other's face in that way.
So from the beginning again?
Yeah.
From the beginning?
Alright, so let's stuff it down here.
We were trying to get people to create enough space between their partners. So a lot of times the tendency is to come in close to your partner, and that doesn't work very well in this style of dance. So if there was something in the way, we tried to get them to create space.
And presenting your chests. You need to find ways that you're not, pulling this shoulder up and doing strange things with your neck or bending your back in a strange shape. To do it and find a kind of way of stretching, and then as you stretch and reach up, you're actually just reaching for the sun over here, as opposed to cricking your neck in a particular position.
There are some rehearsals where I just have walked out and I've been like, oh, I don't even understand this move. I'm so frustrated, I'm not getting it,
You would see people in class occasionally get very frustrated with themselves or distressed. I would go over and talk to people if they were close to tears because they just thought that they couldn't get it. And you explain everyone has an off day.
And then the next week I go in, and it was like, why was I stressed out about it? It's so much easier. I was making it harder for myself.
Some people beat themselves up continually.
I'm my own worst critic, and I want to be better now. We started in January as a group, this team. We started in January, I want to be good now. 3 months later, I expect to be, and that's just my own personal demands I put on myself. So I'm tough, I'm really tough on myself.
Because sometimes I feel like I'm dragging her along, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Very few dance with their life partners.
and I know why.
You need to pick them for your size and for your technique and for your ability level and so forth.
It's easier with your partner. You don't have the physical barriers of closeness, but you're also much more likely to blame each other.
Dancing with your life partner, it's a real different agenda.
You tend to take out things on them. We both do that. I think if it was anybody else, I wouldn't do that. Why? Who knows?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it, but you have to be aware that it's going to bring up a lot of the same issues that, cooking in the kitchen bring up.
When I first started doing partner dancing on Friday nights, the social dancing, it was a little close for comfort.
You're connected, like your boobs are connected and you're really pretty much crotch to crotch.
You don't know whether to look in someone's eyes or not. Their body's a little close. It takes a while to get used to it. It feels
Awkward. It's awkward. It's awkward for both. It's awkward for both. I think it's awkward for the partners that we each have at home. I think there's definitely challenges with it.
your thighs are touching someone else's thighs. You feel every movement in their body. You feel the chapstick in their pocket. You're that close. And you're trying to stay glued to them as you dance. You are matching your body to theirs. You are rising and lowering as they do. So you have to be so tuned in that you feel every movement in their body and try and match and harmonize with it. That's quite a degree of closeness, in my British understatement.
Once I got to know her, it was so much easier than to feel her, to feel where she wanted me to go, and to relax with her, and to let myself go, and then we could fly.
Dancing with them helps a lot. Some things are a lot easier to feel than to see, and it gives them a chance to feel what it might feel like if it was closer to right, you know, so. Because a lot of times I think it's hard when beginners are dancing with beginners to learn quick. And it helped me learn how to teach it too sometimes, because then I understood what they weren't doing and what would help. And I was like, oh, you need to just power around more and then, or start to turn sooner or something. And
We're dance partners, and we've been dance partners, I think we've been dance partners for 2 years by the time we started teaching together. We both wanted to teach the beginning standard class on the Sunday, so we decided to do it together.
We definitely showed them the steps, broke down the steps. You know, first you put your left foot here, and then your right foot here, and then you close your feet, and the timing.
They were steps that you would learn in bronze, which is the first level of International Standard Ballroom. And we tried to put them in an interesting combination.
We made the little booklet, and they seemed to like to have the booklet and be able to refer to it. And
Satabria, who likes doing graphics, actually put it in a pamphlet so that they could have it and take it home with them and study them and understand line of dance and make notes that would help it make more sense.
Yeah, I wrote out the steps and the timing of the steps and some little notes about the character of the dance.
Our teachers are so patient with us, very patient and very understanding.
Zoe and Satabria have great senses of humor.
So anyway, I really do think that's probably why she's tripping on my wide foot shoes.
They're very patient. They really believe in us. So it really feels like, even though in a way, at some points we might actually be competing against each other, there's a lot of esprit de corps, there's a lot of helping each other.
So I think they're very supportive of encouraging dance in the dance community. So, and that really helps. It makes it less intimidating to you know, try it and give it a go.
What's been amazing to me is how much we've learned since January. And it's May, and there are moves that we do now that it's like we struggled with, and it's amazing to me to see how far we've come.
The first couple of times I saw them, I couldn't see anything else because they just looked so beautiful out there. I melted with emotion.
To teach the part about the performance, a big part of it, of the competition and competing, is having the poise. I really enjoyed being able to give them what I know of that.
I think the gay community presents dance in a very creative way. I've seen some very creative things that sends a message beyond just about dancing.
This is kind of one time where I know I can't do it, but I'm pushing myself to do it.
And I wasn't sure I was up for the challenge, but now here I am, and I'm kind of put in enough practice and make this my own.
My thought about competition is just go in there, have fun, do your best.
I talked with my dad and talked with my kids. My dad said, I'll watch the kids for you. Just do it. You'll have fun. You like dancing.
At the end of the week, I want to say, wow, I did really great for myself, and I had a great time. And those are my expectations.
If I couldn't dance, I don't know that I would be okay in life. It makes me feel alive.
I was dancing with these incredible people from all around the world, and that there is nothing else that I would rather be doing.
I have to work on smiling sometimes, but I couldn't help it. I just smiled the whole time.
I'm so inspired by these young women. They're just delightful.
Priceless, just priceless.